Hello,
Hello.
I am Rupert. This is Josh.
Hello.
Last time we had a Dan. He's not about at the moment. He has to work. But we are going to sort of do a follow-up to our last video, partly because it was oddly successful.
Yeah.
Considering we talked about things that have been known about for ages.
Yeah.
And partly because the things we talked about have actually been updated. WizKids did they called it the Fan Appreciation Event. It was over in, actually I don't know where it was. It was in the US.
Yeah.
But the US is a really big place.
It's big.
It's bigger than Europe. I'm pretty sure it's bigger than Europe.
I didn't do geography very well.
I'll
Come back for another video in which we discuss the size of America.
Over my face that says whether it's bigger or not. I think it is. But, so a couple of people that were very useful to the community were there. So there was Tucker Kobe, and I really, if you're watching this and I'm pronouncing your name right, please tell me, because I don't like offending people.
We're polite.
Yeah, exactly. We're British.
Of course, we've got to be.
We're the half of the British that are sort of polite rather than the half that do colonies.
Or instigate fox hunting.
Yes. But we're not going to go political.
No.
We did agree at the beginning we're not going to do that.
No,
So Tucker Kobe, again, apologies if I'm pronouncing that wrong, as part of the State of the Federation, and David Montgomery, again, I hope I've got that right, with the Shipyard. Shipyard's brilliant, by the way. I watch that a lot. Disagree fairly often, but I really respect the opinions, and you are clearly a better gamer than I am, so I'm probably wrong to be disagreeing.
I would have to say then they're probably a better gamer than I am.
Well, you
won a game on this channel.
Game. Yeah,
that doesn't normally hold. Everyone, just if you're watching, it doesn't hold.
Do you know what? I've played 3 for our channel, and I've lost 2.
Yeah,
and the one I won was against someone I definitely shouldn't have beaten.
This is a weird, bizarro world we're entering.
We're going to talk about the stuff that was revealed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put pictures of the cards up that have come from the 2 channels that I have previously talked about. I apologise massively if you don't like that. I have nothing but respect. But in the UK, we have no way of getting hold of these images other than that, because WizKids are really bad. Yeah, they're really bad at releasing things.
Like the Enterprise B over here. Or the repainted Enterprise E, or any of the last few waves.
Lee, who I played yesterday, had the Enterprise E reprint, and I wasn't...
That's an eBay purchase.
No, he won it.
Okay, well even then, that means it's not over here.
Yeah, we haven't seen an Enterprise B or anything of that wave in the UK at all.
We're impoverished Attack Wing fans.
Yeah, I don't have money to spend on that anyway. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is the faction packs. Not a lot to speak about here. It's kind of what we expected. It's 4 ships per pack.
I thought it was going to be 3. So that's a bit
4 is pretty good.
4 is very good.
So Romulan 1, the images we've got have a Valdor, a Doderadex, and a science ship. I would assume we're going to get a scout ship in there as well, which is like the 24th century.
Wait for the Romulans.
Yeah, for the 24th century era. And everything you need to play. I don't think it's going to come with a rulebook, which I think is a mistake on their part. I would have liked them to take the Games Workshop one, which is provide... They haven't done it for a while. They used to provide sort of 2 armies with a small format rulebook and everything you need to play in there. I bought a couple of those box sets, and it was really helpful. I
suppose, but unlike 40k, I suppose those rulebooks are available online.
You can download it.
For PDF, unlike Games Workshop charging you for them.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen them put in the range
like a
rulers
copy.
At least.
Oh, like the templates.
So basically, if you play the game and you only want to play Romulans, you've got something so you don't have to then have.
Not have to go by standard.
Second faction pack is a Jem'Hadar attack ship. I'm assuming 2 of them actually, a Jem'Hadar battle cruiser and a Jem'Hadar battleship. I don't think there's much more to say about it.
Well, you know more about the Dominion than I do because I don't play them.
Yeah. But I think that's basically what we kind of expected.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that it's all Jem'Hadar rather than putting Cardassians in there.
Yeah. There's enough Galor classes out there.
Yeah, there's a few, and I think a couple of them have just had reprints. So I think they're quite easy.
I mean, the only one I've got is the Aldara. That's the only one I've really... I won it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't win. I picked it at random.
I was very lucky that I got the Lakota in that event, and I was running it.
Was the Lakota that great?
I used it yesterday in our OP for yesterday's Enterprise, and it was pretty good.
Fair play.
It was. I'd upgraded it to be.
Oh yeah,
decent.
I can imagine you did the usual.
I took it because it has 2 weapon slots, and I wanted to put type 8s and upgraded phases on it and give it 5 attack dice. Anyway, so the next thing to talk about, because there's not a lot to talk about with faction packs, it's kind of one that I have really mixed feelings about. Is the OPs. So the OPs all have really weird names now. They're not episode based. So
They're things like Machine Gun Mania and Trap.
There's not actually Machine Gun Mania. That isn't the real one.
Phaser Panic.
There's Chronological Chaos, Resource Ramble, with a really long OP that nothing really happens.
Travesty.
Yeah, and Turret Turmoil.
They all sound like levels in a Crash Bandicoot game.
Yeah. And from what I'm understanding, we are now getting the 10 resources in there as normal, so each of the players gets a resource. There's actually only a card per winner. So no
more packs.
Yeah, no more packs.
But then they've been gradually scaling that back because it went from a model and cards to just the cards. So really, it's not like it's been a drastic sort of. And now, no longer a model and packs. It's now like you've gone from model to just pack to just a card. Now.
I have very mixed feelings about. I think actually it might scale back the competitiveness, and it is a problem in a lot of scenes, and I think it's hurt the game quite a lot. That in some situations we've actually lost players because people want those prizes so much they will take the most horrible sort of
and really screw people.
Yeah, they'll just play to win, and I started playing this game because I really like Star Trek.
Oh, me too. Were you the one who got me into it?
Yeah, I mean, I came from the background of being a 40k player. I played 40k tournaments, and they are probably way worse
I
than
would
attack
be able
tournaments
to
ever
jump
got.
in on that.
I've
heard you tell me. I've never played it. So
you could spot people deliberately cheating to try and get prizes, and there wasn't even prizes. A lot of the time, it's just they wanted to win. But I think these having OB prizes being a bit less
means disincentivize people to want to go do them.
I'm going to feel more comfortable taking things that I want to take because I think it's cool.
That's what I did in all the
exactly. You won a couple of games.
I've won. Well, no, I've never won it. I came second in a tournament, but that wasn't even my list. That was Mark's.
Yeah, which is a list that doesn't really work anymore, sadly.
It's tragic. I would say.
Mark, you said you were going to watch. I'm sorry. He lost 3 times yesterday with the list that basically you took, and I feel really sad because it's a really decent list.
It worked for me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna jump on the whole sort of pricing because we've talked in the past about OPs and our love of Star Trek V and how we'd love to see an OP based around Star Trek V. There's still a wealth of like episodes and even movies that you could do for OP engagements. The fact that we're jumping into these sort of turmoil and travesty, sort of like children's playground names.
Actually, more annoyed with that than the fact they're not following episodes. I could come up with 4, not now because I've been drinking, but
we could come up with OPs that could function based on episodes or movies. I mean, the original series isn't. I mean, we had the Doomsday Machine.
The Doomsday Machine was a really good OP.
Did we have any others from original?
There's been a few. Tholium Web Arena.
Okay.
But basically, before you and I started playing, really.
Well, yeah, but like, and also like Enterprise. I mean, we had the one with the exploding.
Yeah, we've
planet.
got.
We had was it a Xindi?
We had the Xindi art.
Was the Xindi art?
We've got In a Mirror Darkly coming up. I mean, it's worth pointing out again. We're in the UK. I don't know how long it takes for things to go across the ocean, but we're about 5 months behind now. I've seen people playing the OPs that we still have coming up
already
in the US, and we haven't even got the packs yet. So yeah, we've only just got hold of In a Mirror Darkly. That's the next one. I'm going to try and work out some coverage for that, but that's a completely different subject. Let's carry on talking about this.
Yes.
So yeah, it's going to have differing.
I mean, we can see from the picture that will presumably be up. We've got a Shelby and a Data price down there.
The Data is something different. I've heard the Shelby isn't, but I can't really see the text on there. The picture we've got in front of us is quite
Would it be
small.
the same Shelby from
I think it
Saber class?
I think it might be.
Is it? No, it's not. Is it the same?
You can re-roll something. Yeah, it is the USS Jaeger.
That's the one.
So when you get Barclay on, which is sadly he needs more cards.
He does need
Barclay's
more
not very good.
Him and Crusher. Justice for Crusher and Justice for Barclay.
So the next thing is actually the revealed ships. So we're going to start with the Klingon one. This is a Klingon Raptor class, the IKS Vesbalf, or Baffle.
Mm.
I don't know how would you pronounce that?
IKS Vesbach.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right. So they've changed the format of how things look, which I really like. So this one, when the ship suffers damage from an obstacle or minefield, reduce damage by 1. I'd have liked that on a different ship. But
I've actually found the Raptor class I mean, in my personal experience playing Klingons,
yeah, the Raptor,
is it the Somra?
Yeah,
it has been really effective.
the Somra is actually a pretty decent ship.
When we did our Enterprise 3-person game, it's really helpful.
Yeah.
Primarily because it's got shields.
Yeah. It's the same stats as a D7, and D7's okay. Being able to take less damage from mines is pretty
Cloak
good.
mines has been an issue lately.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean issue. I just mean
It's been an issue since the card came out.
A lot of players have been using it in a rather disgusting way.
Yeah, we've comped it quite heavily. It now, I think, currently in our meta, we just say that once they've gone off, they're removed from play.
Yeah.
But other people do different things. I personally am more and more edging towards just allow everything. Partly because the game's stagnating here. This is, again, different subject.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
So the other card that comes in here is DNA encoded message. So we can't see text very well on screen, unless Josh can, but my eyes aren't.
I believe it says place 3 Klingon elite upgrades face down beneath this card.
Yeah.
The activation phase says discard this card, flip 1 elite upgrade.
Basically,
yeah,
I know this one.
Yeah,
now.
I can't read
You
it.
flip 1, you discard the other 2.
Yeah.
So it gives you flexibility.
Yeah.
So most Klingon talent upgrades are 5 points, and a lot of them are situational at best. So having a 5-point talent upgrade that gives you 3, and you can pick 1 based on how the game's going, it's decent. I'd actually take that over most Klingon talents, even if there's a couple that I would use frequently.
Yeah.
Just off the top of my head, Defense Condition 1 is really useful to give battle station tokens off to everybody. They're not a faction known for their elite talents, but having the option of another 2 for the same price anyway that's pretty good.
Yes. Yes.
So on to the next ship, we have the USS Grissom. This is one I really
Another
like.
Oberth class.
I actually, the Oberth class is you have to work on it, but it can be useful.
Yeah, that requires effort.
Yeah.
Why do effort when you can take a
Prometheus
or a Sovereign?
Or that horrendous thing I did with the
Equinaut.
The Maratas.
Yeah. There's a lot you can do.
Yeah.
Rather than take.
It's a big game. But this one, if it's destroyed, the enemy ship has to discard 1 crew token, or 1 crew card, not token. If it doesn't have any crew, it has to take an Orcs token. That's quite a nice little effect. I mean, I would happily kit that out to have a load of attacks. I mean, it would take work, but you can get probably 4 attacks out of it. Put Riker on there, put the
Riker that comes off no, not off the Pegasus.
The Hathaway one.
Oh yeah,
right. That brings it to 3 most of the time.
Right,
yeah,
Captain.
And then if you get Belantoras, you can get Type 8 phaser arrays in there. It's going to be expensive, but the ship is cheap.
14 points.
14 points, which is a lot less than it should be, which is a new thing as well. Well, the original way they worked out points is to add the stats together and double it. So a Oberth class should be 20 normally. So 2, 5. Yeah, so it adds to 10, double it, 20. Should be 20. So they've actually started changing the points. So 14 is really cheap for the ship compared to the Pegasus. And that actually means that it might be pretty viable given those upgrades. Because you're then not, compared to the other ships in the game, you're actually still paying roughly the same for a pretty good upgrade. And a really annoying little ship that you can fly around. I think it's got a white full about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right.
Which means you've got 4 attacks, white full about. You could find a way to get battle stations, but you've got a target lock on there. And it can be annoying enough that people try to kill it, and then it just starts hurting them.
Like the Terex.
Yeah.
Looking at its tech slot, it's a Star Trek 2 or 3 reference, which is nice to see.
Yeah, it's a Star Trek 3 reference. We've got Cruise in the game now.
Yeah, Genesis Effect is
Genesis
a cool
Effect.
card. Well, it's a cool looking card, at least.
It's probably the most situational card I've seen in the game. It's one of these ones where it's 2 points, you put a card underneath it at any point. Well, normally it's at any point you can discard that to reveal the card that's underneath it.
Yeah.
This one you have to be in range 2. No.
1 to 3.
Is it range 1 to 3? Yeah, it is. Range 1 to 3 of a planet token. So there's a lot of times when there's not a planet on the table, which means you'd have to rely on your opponent agreeing to a planet being on there.
Or like an OP.
Yeah, OP play. I wouldn't be surprised if those 4 OPs that we talked about earlier all demand having a planet on the table, which would make this
the
viable.
Enterprise one we talked about did. One of those indie ones.
But at the moment, that's only viable if you've got a planet token on the table. Otherwise, you can't use it. So the next thing is Prototype 2.
The Romulan drone ship.
Right, I'm going to try and zoom in on that to read it better. Place an auxiliary power token beside the ship.
Remove 1 time token from each tech upgrade equipped to this ship.
Yeah, so that could be useful. It's not as a superb ability, but it could be handy. It's in the planning phase, which means you can put that down, plan a green maneuver, and still take your action.
Yeah.
Again, drop-in points should be 24 points. It's actually 19, which is going to make this... I could see this and Prototype 1 still being an irritating thing to see on the table.
Yeah, Prototype 1 can be.
Prototype 1 can... It doesn't do a lot of damage,
it's just impossible to take out.
It's so manoeuvrable you can't get into arc with it. And when you do, you don't do enough damage, and then it just runs off and heals.
Runs away and heals itself.
It's probably one of the most annoying ships in the game. Evasive protocol. Combat phase, if the ship is in the primary or secondary firing arc of an opposing ship, place 3 time tokens on this card. Perform the sensor echo action as a free action. If this ship does, remove an opposing target lock from this ship. That is going to be, like I just said, Prototype 1 is annoying.
This is going to be super annoying. Prototype 1.
What should also be pointed out, which I haven't yet, we've got 2 new symbols on this card. So there is the little picture of a drone ship, which I'm assuming means it can only be taken on the drone.
Does that mean it's ununique?
No, I think, and I haven't read anything about this, but I think that means you can only take 1 per ship. So it's not unique. You can take them on all your ships.
It's like how Tactical Station... Oh no, Tactical Station
is unique now. Because people really broke that.
All those extra attacks.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that means you can take 1 per ship. Which is what Tactical Stations should probably have. So the next thing, this is actually the last one, is Dreadnought.
Cardassian Dreadnought.
So
Dominion Dreadnought.
This is Dominion. It's actually a Cardassian ship. I think, and I can't remember off the top of my head. Is there one up there? There isn't one up there. Otherwise, I'd go and grab one and have a look right now. But I think the original one was independent, with the generic being Dominion, whereas this is Cardassian.
Right.
You cannot equip a Captain Admiral to the ship. That makes sense because it is a big missile. While there are no damage cards assigned to this ship, treated as Captain Skill 12. That's all right. Again, it's cheaper than you'd expect it to be. That's going to be meaning these ships probably will appear a bit more than they should.
Yeah.
Plasma Wave as a weapon, I'm really quite a fan of this. So it's 3 points for 4 attacks. Discard this card. The defending ship cannot spend a battle station or evade token against it. So that could be really handy on things like the Jem'Hadar attack ship, which only has 3 attacks anyway. You get into range and just put quality on those attacks.
And then its defending perk is really good. When defending, discard this card, and the attacking ship suffers 1 crit.
Yeah.
Is that... Well, I don't think it specifies here, maybe will, but does that include shields? Or would that
I would assume it would count against shields.
So it would take a shield off, not just...
But if you... I mean, I suppose it's discard. So if you wanted, you could hold this card until later on in the game, and then when a ship without shields attacks you, you can just discard that immediately, give them a crit. There might be ways to modify that crit. I know Dominion do have a captain that does it. I don't know if you want to do it, because I think it's weapon-based crits.
Yeah.
But if you're playing cross-faction... Khan could be handy. Attack Pattern Omega could be horrible. But these all depend... I haven't got the cards to hand, but it might depend if they are only used when attacking, rather than just in the combat phase. If they weren't attacking, you can't use it. It's also got 2 new symbols again, which
the 2
I would assume that's arcs.
You'll be able to see the image.
Yeah, but I would assume those mean forward and rear arcs. I don't think there's any other cards to talk about for this one. No, there are not. But yeah, that is
a sort of brief sum up of the new card-based faction packs coming out for Star Trek Attack Wing. I'm optimistic. I think as much as we've sort of gone, maybe it won't be as invigorating to the game. I think there are elements of it that will do. I think OP's being scaled back, but I'm kind of seeing that as a positive.
There are a lot of things that are working on different effects. And it's something that I really respect about X-Wing, is that they have things like, I don't really know examples because I haven't played X-Wing for about 2 years.
More than that, maybe.
Yeah, but there are things that I think Suntiv fell, maybe?
The TIE Interceptor pilot?
Yeah, he was on an Interceptor race he was using quite a lot, and I can't really remember. But I think when he got an Orcs token, or a stress token in that game, he got a focus token. And stuff like that isn't really an Attack Wing. And so I like that a lot of these cards are working on other effects rather than just do an action to get this effect.
Yeah.
And forcing people to work in a slightly different way. I mean, I've mentioned it in comments in another video. I'm working on a complete redesign of the game. Not for anyone's benefit except myself, really. But I'm sure it'll be play tested. I think, unless you've got anything else to say.
Really, well, I'm talking because you've been more involved with this game than I have within the past few months. I can't remember the last OP I went to.
Wrath of Khan?
No, I did more than that because I did the Voyage Home one as well.
Oh, okay. You came ahead of Dan, didn't you?
I did. No, there was one I did. I think it was one of the Klingons Civil War ones.
Yeah, you did. And I can't remember which one.
Anyway, but like coming into as a player that's sort of been, well, I'll be honest, I was sort of taken away from the game a little bit. Its overly competitive nature sort of got to me a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be nice. It's not really doing much from you or me as advanced, long-standing players, but I think it's going to introduce a nice new player base, maybe freshen it up a bit. And I think with that attitude, it will spread to people like us, and we'll go, maybe we should take more out and involvement.
See, I have different opinions on it. I mean, I think the faction packs will reinvigorate the game in terms of a new player base. I think they're making a mistake not releasing a Federation one to start with. And I know Federation are so oversaturated in the game.
Very much so.
But they also are the surefire way to get a fan base. You put an Enterprise in there, you put a couple of other ships with big round saucers and tuna cells, and people
would
Star
recognise
Trek
it as Star Trek. Yeah.
And the same probably goes for Borg. The two of those work. I mean, I'm sure they'll both get faction packs.
Yeah,
soon.
Hopefully. I mean, I don't think. I mean, the Borg have really lacked support for
the Borg and the Dominion.
A while.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really a big Dominion player, but the Borg,
yeah.
As a Borg player, I mean, my Borg fleet's just up there. Definitely could do with a bit more support.
Yeah.
Not that they're not already horrible in that game, but at least some new stuff.
They've been hit by the.
They've been neutered.
changes.
Yeah.
But you never know. We're getting a new rule book. They might subtly change the way the Borg work.
Yeah, there's a lot coming in this game. I think that it's really got a chance to reinvigorate itself and hopefully pull itself out of a bit of a slump.
Yes, it's a problem. We've got 8th edition 40k turning up. That's going to take players away. X-Wing is always a constant sort of
much better models in X-Wing.
No, much better paint jobs.
Oh yeah, okay,
where I've repainted the Attack Wing models, I've found them to be actually lovely models.
Yeah. This is coming from someone that can't paint.
Fair play. The constant stream of new games coming out is actually hurting every game.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I mentioned earlier, there is always the constant Games Workshop juggernaut coming in, and they put out something like Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, they know they're winning and they know how to play it.
Yeah, they were the first. They will always probably be on the top.
Yeah.
And
they've cornered the market.
Yeah, I think WizKids maybe chose quite a poor time, but then I suppose they didn't. Games Workshop is a secretive company. They wouldn't have known that 8th edition 40k is going to come out and really probably hit their player base hard. I'm hoping that the game will survive this. I don't think it's going to be as bad as I'm expecting it. I think the people that play 40k will carry on playing 40k.
Well, so I'm being an optimist about this game, and I definitely got a lot of hope for it.
I love this game.
Me too.
And yeah, shout outs to the people I mentioned earlier, the Shipyard, State of the Federation, really good. assuming you're okay with it, thank you for letting us use your photos because we need them.
Yeah.
And please like and subscribe to our channel and also to their channels because they're really good.
You can follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, we'll put the Twitter feeds on Twitter feeds.
Either in the video,
handles,
the Twitter profiles, they'll be either in the description or at the end of the video.
Both. I'll do both.
We'll have both.
And yeah,
thanks for watching.
That is it. Thank you and
goodbye.
Bye.